Okay, good evening, all of you, and a warm good evening to everyone. 1 minute. So, okay, hello, Nitya, Pavan, Rahul, Akib, Neha, Deep, Manish. Hope you're all doing good, and I hope all of you are in the right track at the right moment of your preparation. So, this video is mainly basically for the exam going for preparing for the January 20 FMGE exam, and let me start off by letting you get an idea what this video should help you with. This video will just emphasize that how you should go on with this last 30 days of preparation, the kind of thought process that you have to develop, the kind of discipline that you have to develop, and the kind of errors that you should avoid in this last one. So pay attention and stay focused, and I hope this video will help you restart and rejuvenate your preparation. And having accumulated so much of information for the last few days, you have been studying so much of resources, so much of subjects for the last few days, right? And so many classes you have attended, so many notes you have made for yourself, and also so much of subject wise exams, grand tests, different places that you have gathered a lot of information. I should really appreciate for seeing that you have improved on the way that you started this examination and what you are today. So really appreciate for the kind of hard work that you have done, and I hope all the efforts that you have kept throughout these important months yield you good results. And few more days, guys. If you are consistent and focused for a few more days, disciplined for a few more days, and I'm sure you will come out on the positive side of all of this, and you'll be happy at the end. So all of you have been working really hard, even with the postponement of our exam. You have maintained your rhythm. You have not lost track, right? Even though there was a 6 weeks of postponement, did not take it easy. You kept on revising the subjects, kept on working on your weak areas, and I hope you have improved in the last 6 months of preparation that you have gone through this examination. And it already is a success if you have come down from different places, different circumstances, focused on building your concepts right, focused on getting the right things done. You yourself deep inside must be knowing that what you have started and what you are today, there's a huge difference and a huge impact in your preparation and the kind of knowledge that you have gained. So really appreciate that hard works that you have, and few more days, and I'm sure that if you are disciplined and motivated for few more days, you will have a good result. You will have a a patient care that you will be involved in. You will be serving the society. You will be serving the people that are looking forward for you, and leading a healthy and happy life soon. So just last 1 month, see that these are your best efforts. These are the best time that you are, giving for yourself, right? So see that you don't distract yourself. Don't get worried. Don't get distracted from your preparation. See that you give your best efforts now. Now, I'll also take up. Can, I'll also take up your queries towards the end and discuss all of your, thought process that you have. Okay, and discuss what we can do in the last few days. At the end of the video, I'll discuss all of that, guys. So I want you to be positive, be hopeful that good things will happen. So let us start this last 1 month with a positive note, with a assurance to ourselves that yes, good things will happen, positive things will happen. If you are doing a good work in this 30 days, you can change, all the journey that you are going to go ahead with. So please be very, very positive, be hopeful, and don't think of negative things and negative thought process. Don't let negativity bog you down. Don't let anxiety, fear bog you down. Right? Be fearless, and be positive with yourself, and give yourself the chance. There's a lot of time. Even now, there is a lot of time. If you strategize and if you are on a really clear focus that yes, if I am going to sit down and do what is needed, right? Thoroughly studying for 12 to 14 hours this 1 month, people have changed their results. Even the last 1 month, I have seen students very closely. People who were laid back, okay, were not very focused towards the last 1 month. They have put in their best energies and tried to see that they come out on the positive side. So I've seen people saying that they're unable to sit for long hours. No, you have to, realize why you have started this. The reason you're doing this is for, you had started this not just for the last 6 months of efforts that you have kept, right from the day that you went abroad, right from the day that you wanted to be a doctor, right? This is the last 1 month that should justify all those efforts that you have done, right? You, your family have taken those efforts. So you cannot be indisciplined at this point of time. You cannot let lack of motivation, lack of discipline spoil this 1 month, right? This is about everything that you had, dreamed for, aspired for, and I want you to give your 100% for this. Okay, give your 100% for this. Don't go in a casual approach towards this. Be planned in your 1 month. Okay, sit down, make a timetable the next day, right? What you want to start with the next day. Have a planned approach. Don't go very haphazard with it. Okay, have a very planned approach towards it. And uh, I'll, I hope you're able to hear me clearly, all of you. Can you hear me, all of you, clearly? Right now is the time to convert this much of haphazard knowledge that you have. Yeah, so all this knowledge that you have accumulated, different sources, different resources that you have been following, right? So it's a time that you have to regroup all of this into a final revision mode, right? So this is the time that you are very, very careful that you convert all this information you have gathered into a very refined information, a high yield information that will help you on the day of exam. And all this knowledge that you have gathered, it won't be going waste. It's all there in your subconscious. It's all there in your subconscious thought process when you see the questions, right? So when you see those questions, you will get those answers, right? It's time to refine and get into a very high yield content. High yield content. Rather than trying to accumulate everything, reread everything, right? It is not about rereading everything. Okay, it is not possible to gather that much information. All that you have put in efforts will be there in your subconscious mind. When you see the question, right, all that effort that you have done in your classroom, that you have done with your exams, you'll get it back. So now, how to go with this final 1 month? It's very, very important that you plan. If you are not planned for the next day, especially in this 1 month, it would be so wrong, right? To spoil such a crucial and a precious time. You cannot go to bed without planning your next day, right? You have to know what time I'm waking up, what subject I'm lifting up in the morning, when I'm going to start the next subject, what my evening will be like, when I'm practicing MCQ. Please sit down and make a daily plan. Make a daily plan. So night before, having a daily planner is important. Night before, you should have the next day's plan in your hand. You cannot go haphazardly into the day. You cannot go haphazardly into the day, especially in this crucial last 1 month. Very, very crucial month, right? You cannot be haphazard. You have to be disciplined. Please remember, it is not about 6 months of effort. It is everything that you did since last 5 to 6, right? Every effort that you have done, your families have done, traveling, about food, and stay, and working for your university exams, semester exams. This last month should justify the discipline that you are in, the motivation that you are in should justify all that effort. Okay, so be very, very planned for this 1 month. And how do you do this? How do you go about this? Is first have a strength weakness analysis. First understand what are your strength and what are your weakness. At this point of mind, keep calm with yourself. Sit down with all the subjects that you are having, right? Understand what are your strong subjects and what are your weak subjects. Your weak subjects are the ones which you're going to focus in the beginning of this month. Strong subjects will anyways help you yield good results. Be having a fast track revision of this, right? And at a time when you are weak on your energy, when you're having very low energy, you want to just see that you finish off a subject fastly. For a quick revision, use your strong subjects, but your focus should be on the weak subjects. And when I say weak subjects, everybody has different weak subjects. Somebody has some major subject as a weakness, somebody has a short subject as a weakness, somebody has a basic subject as a weakness. I mean a basic subject like your physio, anat, right? Anat, physio, pharma, right? Those subjects, patho. So these can be weak for some people. So first sit down and understand what are your weak subjects. If it is your basic subjects, you got to give time. You cannot go for a shortcut. Give time for this, right? Go through it thoroughly. go through them, right? Whatever topics you have not weak in. If you're not good in your anatomy, work on the anatomy. If you're not good in your patho, try to do your patho properly. So even at this point of time, you can still do if it is a basic subject. If a major subject of yours is weak, like a medicine is weak or a surgery is weak, or you have some specific areas like OBG or in any specific parts of the subject are weak, please at least do all high yield topics, high yield areas, all high yield areas. If it is a basic subject like anat, patho, pharma, try to complete that subject. Give it 2 to 3 days. Try to complete that subject properly. But if it is a major subject that is weak at this point of time, try to do the high yield areas and high yield topics, and avoid just doing rapid MCQs and all. Try to do topic wise along with the questions. Don't just skip the no topic completely and just do questions. Try to do the high yield areas and then try to do the questions. Short subjects, you can just depend on PYQs, previous year questions, and maybe your test and discussions that you have done in your classes, or any subject wise exams that you have done in your class. And the stronger subjects, right, use them as your energy boost whenever you're very low, whenever you're not up to your mark on that day, right, when you're not feeling very motivated. Pick up a easy subject, a subject that you're comfortable with, and revise it and keep it aside. So that gives you a boost of energy to go on and work with your weak subjects. And at least give 8 to 9 hours of good study for your weak areas, and about 2 to 3 hours for your strong subjects. Your weak subjects need 8 to 9 hours even at this point. No day should be less than 12 to 14 hours. At this last 1 month, a crucial month of your life, you cannot be complacent. You cannot give less than 12 to 14 hours. Sit down and see that you give a quality 12 to 14 hours. In that, you are practicing about 8 to 9 hours on the weak areas, weak topics in the initial part of your preparation. And the last 2 to 3 hours, you can use it to refresh some subjects that you want to revise, right, among your strength subjects. Then avoid this phase, guys. Uh, are you audible? Am I audible clearly, all of you? Am I audible? Is the voice clear, Raj? Okay. And avoid this cycle, guys. What we do is we don't pick up at the right time. Okay, we don't pick up at the right time. We want to stay laid back right till the very last 15 days, last 10 days, last 1 week of exam. Take it more seriously in the very beginning. Don't go into this cycle of procrastination and then feeling guilty, getting into panic in the last few days and all. Break this by discipline, right? The way you can do this is by discipline. Motivation will just give you for 1 or 2 days, 1 or 2 hours basically. If you are routinely doing it, consistently doing it on a regular basis, you are having a plan and you are waking up at the right time, you are sitting in the library, you are sitting on your study table on the right time, and you're maintaining your discipline, right? Then only you can break this cycle. Otherwise, this vicious cycle will consume you. You have to see that this 1 month you are being disciplined and consistent with your own timetable, right? And there are no shortcuts. You cannot be going for some specific, just like last 1 minute, last few books I'll study and all. Avoid changing resources, avoid changing resources at this point of time, because there is a lot already accumulated. Revise, revise, and revise the same notes that you have done, right? Avoid changing sources, that the notes that you have made in the classroom, the MCQs that you have solved, right? Redo them again and again. Results are not based upon how much new topics that you cover at this point of time. Students have not, had difficulty. The question papers are not been asking something random. Okay, there will be 200 questions which all of you must be knowing in any way that you have prepared. 200 marks, everybody will be teaching. Everybody will have in their class notes. Do them right. Do them right at the first basis. Don't run behind those 10, 12 questions which will be difficult or which will be rare and trying to accumulate them. Don't disturb yourself with that thing. Okay, see that you are revising your own handwritten notes, the class notes that you have made or the classes that you have worked on. See that you revise them. Don't change the sources at this point of time. You've got to work for it. And you know you have to balance theory and your MCQ preparation. I don't like students completely doing theory, and it is not good to not do MCQs at this point in time, and not good only to do MCQs also. All the subjects that internally you will feel by now. that okay, if I sit with my books, if I sit with my subjects for about half day, I can finish this. Because you have done so much of revisions now, you will have a feeling inside that yes, I can manage the class notes, I can manage the main source of preparation, I can revise it very fastly, stick to your theory notes, and spend 2 to 3 hours, okay, on the MCQ part. But if you're not feeling that confidence in your theory subject, if you're feeling no, I don't remember anything, I am not very good on those subjects, right? Or you feel the time is not sufficient for you to complete it, please spend more time on those subjects by practicing more MCQs and previous year questions. So never leave a subject, never leave a subject. Even though if you're feeling that it is very difficult for you at this point of time, never leave a subject. See that you practice more MCQs on those subjects where you are not feeling confident. So divide what subjects you want to do from your main theory notes and what subjects you want to go in a retrograde approach. At this point of time, back yourself, back your instincts, back your planning, right? Divide it that okay, fine, if I'm not comfortable with these 4 5 subjects, I will at least try to do all topic wise MCQs and spend more time on the collect finish them up. And it is very much possible, guys, if you go with a focused and an aggressive approach in this last month also. And whether you have studied or not, please don't be complacent. Whether you have studied, whether you have revised everything, don't be complacent at this point of time. Go with a very aggressive approach and you should be able to balance this. And you have been dreaming of achieving good things, and you're getting into internships, getting into hospital, getting that label, the license before to practice in India, right? So all the journey that you started from your 12th, so your parents dreams, your dreams, okay, all of this. And this can only be accomplished if you become a doer now, right? In this last 1 month, if you are a doer, rather than being lazing around, rather than worrying, rather than being a warrior, be a warrior, right? So instead of being a worrying about what would happen, what would be the outcome, instead of worrying on the results, right? See that your process is good, see your journey is good. If your day goes good, if you start your day on a positive note, you end with a hard work done on that day, you're satisfied with the 12 to 14 hours of good work that you have done that day, to sleep peacefully. That is what the success is all about. Okay, you don't have to worry about what is going to happen on the day of exam and stuff. No harm will happen on the day of exam, and no miracle will happen on the day of exam. If you are sincere, if your days, each day you will know whether you have won that day or not. So process, work on that daily process, work on that daily accomplishments, make micro targets. Did my morning go well? Did my afternoon go well? Did my evening go well? Right? Am I planned for the next day? Right? And see that you revise well before you go into it. And it's important that you surround yourself with positive thoughts. Have good study group. Okay, at this point of time, a study group is very important. A study group which will motivate you, which will keep you positive. Have a MCQ discussion with your study group. Have a fixed time for MCQ discussion. It for it's like fixed time. Like imagine you're post dinner, you're free like 8 to 9, you are really free time when you are just having your dinner, and you're coming back to your libraries, coming back to your study table between 8 to 9, or whatever time you are comfortable with or your group is comfortable with, whatever you have studied that time. So most important, just have a revision with each other, and that recall will also help you on the day of exam. It will help you stay motivated. And when you're doing your MCQ discussion with your friends, right, don't be worried about what the other person is about. Don't try to just answer him for the sake of just answering. Answer only if you know it, answer only if you're confident about it. Otherwise, sit down, note that question that you didn't knew, see that, find the correct answer, right? Don't be in a talkative mode there. Just see whether the questions that are asked are relevant from the topic. Did you answer them correctly? If you didn't answer them, note them down or look into it or ask the friend. See that you are very specific on your discussion, right? And only with a precise thing, and this will help you maintain your momentum going forward the whole day, and also see that you're on the right track doing all the high yield areas. So this discussion should be on the high yield topics and high yield areas only. And other things, any other things from your side? Sir, मैं strategy बताता हूँ daily, पर उसका 40-50% भी नहीं हो पाता. That is what it is easy to, don't plan too much what you can't cover, right? But keep trying. Okay, it's all about keep trying with a good note. So when you make your planning, it should be very doable. It should not be a imaginary plan. Don't think that I'll finish off the entire subject. If a subject needs 2 days, it will need 2 days, right? So give yourself, your speed, and each one is specific and special for himself, right? Somebody will study for 1 2 days nicely and they'll remember it. Okay, for them, studying once is the most important part. Studying neatly, studying nicely is most important. For some people, more revisions are more important. So you may be in a person who, once he studies the topic well, right, you are comfortable. So you have to decide your strategy accordingly. And one more important thing, right? Look for more revisions. If you're reading, try for more revisions rather than ideal or rather than ideal or perfect revisions. Don't be looking for perfect revision. There is nothing called a perfect revision. You will never find this. Okay, there is never a perfect revision. So try to see that you finish and do more revisions. Okay, more revisions. So your idea, your strategy should be like, okay, my first 20 days, I'll finish this, and last 10 days. So divide your 1 month into 20 and 10 days. Last 10 days will again be of your high yield areas, right? Most high yield areas, the images, right? And you must have noted down any of the weak topics, that your volatile topics, the um, biochemistry, enzymes, or probably your FMT, forensic medicine, the laws and other things that you have. So whatever weak areas you have noted, or the foramen of the skull, okay, whatever you have. So those volatile topics that you will keep again for the last 10 days. Try to see that you revise your subjects in these 20 days. Short subjects you can give for 4 to 5 hours. Major subjects you can give half day to 1 day, depending on. And I hope you have done a lot of reading and a lot of revision by this time, because the postponement was there. You must have got time and still possible. So try to make this cycle of 20 and 10 days. Try to make a cycle of 20 days and 10 days in this last 1 month, and still should be fine. And after postponement of exam, yes, there will be, some kind of, we are all human beings. We are not robots, right? So we're all with human beings with emotions and stuff. So obviously there will be some lacuna here and there. Okay, we never look for an graph like this. Okay, preparation is not like this. Preparation is where you go down and again come back, go down, come back, go down, come back. Your average should be more. So postponement after postponement, our phase was like this. But this 1 month, it will be like this. Let us plan like that. And the average will still go higher. So our preparation is never going to be, a straight line. You will still see that there are some ups and there are some downs. During exam postponement, there was some leniency. It's okay. Forgive yourself. Okay, don't carry that regrets. It's okay, right? Let us use this next 1 month very thoroughly. And yes, it's a good book to solve. You can solve the questions, right? Previous year questions, at least last 5 years, right? Should be done. Last 5 years questions should be done by all of you. And any other queries from your side for the last 1 month that you would want to discuss? And maintain your diurnal cycle. The wake up time 9 to 5. Try to see that you are active. Don't try to sleep in the lunch time. Don't try to sleep in the morning. Right? See that 9 to 5. You need to be active at the day of exam. You will be going to exam centers which are very far away. You'll be waking up early morning that day, right? You'll be waking up around 5 o'clock. Okay, and even the night before, the sleep will not be that perfect. So you have to be, biologically ready for a 9 to 5 schedule that is very, very active time for you. See that you avoid sleeps. See that you start sleeping earlier by around 12 o'clock, or see that you are comfortable. At least try, streamlining that sleep cycle. Don't delay it beyond that. You need to be really, really fresh between 9 to 5. So avoid your afternoon naps, right? Try to see that you see yourself, that you push yourself, that you're active in that phase. And doing PYQs and MCQs and GTs, it's again an important phase of your preparation. So if I have to tell you how many GTs, weekly ones. And if you are a person who has done theory, if you have done your theory well, more GTs can be done. If your theory is not complete, if theory is not revised or not complete, don't run behind GTs. Don't run behind GTs. Complete your pending topics first. So everybody is different. Just because everybody is doing GTs, don't run behind doing, right? So if you are having a GT plan, which you are you're done with most of your topics and stuff, you can do a weekly GT once. You still will get about 3 to 4 GTs to do before your exam. If you have done your theory, you're good in the subject, try to practice more questions so that you can get the perspective right. right? Try to do more GTs so that you can, refine yourself on the day of exam. The question look much familiar, much faster you can do it. But if your theory is not complete and you run behind MCQs, right, it will not solve the purpose. The first priority should be completing your theory well, complete the pending theory, revisions of your topics and stuff, and then you can minimize the GTs, maybe once per day, per 10 days, or once in 15 days, depending on where your preparation strategy, right? If you're already done your most of your subjects, you can go for a weekly GTs or GTs every 4 days. That is up to you to refine. Okay, if you feel confident on that subject. Otherwise, at least once a 10 days, or at least do two GTs before your exam. Okay, if your theory is not complete, your work is still pending. At least do one GT in 15 days. Solving MCQs by own or watching MCQ discussion. I personally, at this point of time, I recommend sticking to your notes. Right, watching a lot of content would be there. The content is already collected. Okay, and practicing MCQs, doing mistakes, thinking about them, looking at the explanation. Right, that is more important rather than doing too many MCQ videos and stuff. Right, you will not have, because when I'm doing an MCQ discussion, I'm doing questions, but when you are solving that, right, you will be doing lot more questions, right? And that thought process at this point of time is needed. Your concept building is done. Your all this year months of preparation, your concept building is done. Now is to apply them. Now is the time that how you are applying yourself, right? So uh, but if you're tired, you're not the complete energy, you are little laid back that time, you can watch a video to complete that you are engaged with the content. But if you are energetic, please stick with your notes. Please stick with doing the MCQs yourself with your hand, with a book and a paper. Right? Try to solve MCQs, okay, with in your own way, rather than trying to watch videos again and again at this point of time. What about YouTube sessions? I would. That is what I'm saying. It's not the time to gain more content or more watch time and all. It's time to revise whatever you've already collected. Right. So the you can balance. Use videos when you are literally low on energy, when your day is little, when you're tired, when you're exhausted, right? You're about to sleep, or you're not very energetic to sit and study. You can use a video to drag you through that phase. But as such, try to study on your own, try to revise your own work, that already that work is done, already that whole concept you have written with your handwritten notes, underlined, star marked. So it's be better to revise from that part now. Sir, how to make 100 pages notes into 10 to 15 pages, because it seems everything is important. It is always going to be a vast content. You cannot complete, right? Anatomy itself you cannot complete if you think that everything I'll finish. Don't be in that kind of idealistic approach. What is high yield, by solving questions so many times, subject wise exams. In the classes, the faculties must have stressed on important concepts. So see that you have underlined those topics, revise only those topics. A important topic for you is a topic that you are forgetting, high yield for your exams, have been repeatedly tested in the exam and you are forgetting. See that you master those things instead of going again and again. You cannot try to cover every book every time. Try to see that you have marked those areas which you are forgetting, the high yield areas that have been stressed in the classes or stressed in the exams. You are seeing that you are seeing them again and again, rather than trying to cover everything, okay, top to bottom. It is not practically possible. Don't try for that. Then, after solving questions and getting low scores, not remembering what I have studied, uh, taking my interest to study again. Now, in this, know, you have started this journey with a reason, right? So always remember the why you have doing this. Why are you going through this exam? Why are you starting to study? But you want to become someone, right? So you want to do something good for your family, do something good for your society, right? Go back to that zone, that why you started very beginning. Why did you choose to go abroad? Why did you actually take the decision? So it's very important to understand and remember that why, and that will see that you fight through this ups and downs. And your low phase in a day should be small, right? Our preparation, I told you, is not going to be a straight line. You will have low phases. Fight them back. See that the duration is smaller. You have a week, a day, week hour in your preparation. See that they are the number of days which are weak are less. The number of hours in a day which are you're not very focused are less. And keep yourself very motivated. It's the last 1 month. You can do miracles in this 1 month if you're really focused and committed to your cause. Let's give our 100%. Why to think that negative things will happen? Why not think that positive things will happen? Why not think that yes, I can revise? And you can actually revise, having done the subjects. If you are sitting and thoroughly working on them, you can thoroughly revise the subjects in a very short time. So it's very much possible, right? So give yourself that chance, give yourself that backing, right? That if I am putting my efforts, there is a, and whenever you finish a topic, whenever you finish a subject, do a subject wise test, you will start improving, right? So you see that you give your small victories to yourself, right? So you have done a revision of a subject, see that you do subject wise questions, see that how you are improving. And if you see that there is a improvement, automatically it will motivate you to go to the next subject, the next topic, right? And finally, I would suggest, don't uh, be worried, don't be anxious. You have enough knowledge with you, you have enough content with you, a good belief in yourself that yes, if I am doing this 1 month well, if I am giving my quality 12 to 14 hours, right, in this 1 month, giving my 100%, you should be concerned about doing good in this 1 month rather than trying to worry about results. Am I doing every day properly? Am I going back to sleep in a very comfortable manner, having done my hard work? Right? If you're concentrating on your journey, your destiny will be taken care of, right? So see that each day you wake up with a plan, you have a plan in mind, you are surrounded by positive thoughts, you are giving your best, and once you are, committed to your cause, disciplined with your work, you will have good results. So have a belief in yourself, be fearless, go on to this exam, and I'm sure that you will come out on the positive side. And I'll be happy to hear your success stories. And this is Dr. Khaleel, and you can stay connected to me on the Insta part on Dr. Khaleel 999, and I'll be happy to assist you for any queries that you have further. And stay motivated. And if any queries that you have, right, I'll be happy to take up. And stay focused for this 1 month. All the best, and have a good exam. Okay, all the best.